Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a shop my stash video, or like bi-monthly makeup basket. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through the products I had in, and I'm going to put them away and pull out some new things to work on for the next couple of weeks. So if you're interested in seeing that, then let's just get started. Okay, so the first thing I had in was a concealer, and it was my newest concealer to my collection. It's the Colourpop Pretty Fresh, and it is Fair 07C. This is white on me. It's way too fair. It's so fair that I don't even know what to do. So what I'm thinking I'm going to have to do with this is maybe use it, mixing it in with a foundation to lighten another one, which is such a shame. This is actually so light I can't make it work. It's very full coverage, which I don't know, Pretty Fresh to me, I was thinking it wouldn't be, but it is. So it's thicker and it's just pure white, which is a shame. I hate that all of my concealers are wrong. All of them are wrong for me, especially right now anyway. For foundation, I had this one in from Urban Decay, and it's also too fair, and it's in 10 Ultra Fair. We'll see what it's like at the end of the year, but I'd say it'll still be too fair, but it's so fair that I was mixing it with a darker foundation, and most of it was the darker foundation with a smidge of this. It was almost like a lightning drop. So it's actually hard to tell what the formula is like or anything like it, because I use such a small amount. I mean, look, like, okay, that's actually air. So where do I feel product? I feel product about here. But still, you know, it's a shame. I need to learn. It's just when I'm looking foundations up online and they do have a shade range, some sort of shade range, it'll say whatever, and then it'll go fair with a pink undertone, and then it'll go on to a different undertone, and then it'll go up a notch, and then that up a notch will be too dark unless I get a different undertone. Anyway, rant over. Then I had this primer in from who's this again? First Aid Beauty. I bought this because it's just Steph. This is the Pores Be Gone matte primer, and look, it was grand. It's expensive. I really liked it, but I wasn't really going anywhere really often at all to know if this was any good at mattifying, and I am oily, so for now it's kind of hard to tell because I don't get majorly oily at home, but if I leave the house for even 2 seconds, then I will. So I don't know, it's hard to tell, but it was a nice texture. But we don't know, girl, we don't know. So basically my base category is all over the place right now. For eye primer, I had it. If you hear jingling, Mrs. the Fluff is running around playing. Her tail is up in the air, flicking about. Hi, baby. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion Original. I finished one of these before. They take a notoriously long amount of time to finish. This one, it doesn't really have a base pigment once you smush it in. Oh my God, blend it in. But it does tend to keep my eyeshadow on longer than concealer does. I have oily and hooded lids, so generally things will crease on me, and I have found that this does help. Okay, so I had this first one in, and this one is the Twitter Pated Super Shock, and I believe I said I was going to keep this one. Focus. Said I'd keep this one. I like this. So that's that one in. I'm trying to declutter my Super Shocks, even though I like them, because I'm not wearing them enough. And then I said I would declutter this Vela one. That's what I said. God, though, it looks really nice. Ugh. I'll have to double check which. I'll put that in the declutter pile anyway. God, don't change your mind. It is really pretty though, isn't it? I just had a shower last night, so I don't want to be like destroying my clean skin in swatches. Then for this Super Shock shadow, this is a satin finish, and it is in the shade Glisten, and I had moved this to my cream blushes. It is beautiful as a cream blush. It's just actually beautiful as a cream blush. I dipped my sponge in here. It's actually quite like shallow in the pan now. I really am enjoying using that as a cream blush. It has like a glow finish but not glittery. It's lovely. So that's going back. I could have easily panned that. Mrs., what are you doing in my declutter drawer? So that, I think, is that. And then for cream bronzer and contour, I had this Hollywood contour wand from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in fair medium. This is definitely a cooler undertone, and you just need a tiny bit, like a tiny bit. I know people say that this goes through quite quickly because there's only 12 mils in it, but for me, I just use such a small amount of it because it's so fair medium is actually quite deep on me. I know you blend it in, it's fine, but I only need a little bit, you know, a little bit. I think that's everything for this drawer. No, it's not powder. I think this is the powder I had in. This is the powder I've been using anyway. So this is the Annabelle matte translucent powder, and I think I use a loose powder in the morning, and I like to use a pressed powder during the day to like just dry down anything that has happened. This is perfect for that. Look at that, like it's starting to have a bit of disruption there, and I got this from Elaine and I really enjoy it. I'm really liking it. I have the Colourpop 48 lipsticks box, and I wanted to pull things out by row and use them, and I used the first row, all of them, and I love them. This is my most recent purchase. I got this look at the writing worn off. It's not the chocolate, it's the Wild Child collection. It's the Wild Child collection. This one is in Stacie. It's the deepest one. It's the deepest one, and it's lovely. I don't know, it doesn't say the finish on these, but I don't feel like it's matte. So that's the first one. Then we had Girl Gang, which I'm panning anyway, so that's fine. It's another really, really deep chocolate one. Then we had Fly Fi. Did I use this? Oh, I did, yeah. This is, hang on. This is beautiful. These are beautiful. This first row was just sensational. I was so happy. Like I left the house, look, I have red all over this now. I left the house for the first time in like ages to actually meet up with people, and I was wearing these because they were gorgeous. This is Ziggy. It's a matte X formula. So some of these colors are unique entirely to my collection, and in the bullet or the stick, it doesn't look anything special, but on your mouth, it is special. What do we have? What have we left? We have Who Run This World. Oh God. So this is Who Run This. Is another matte X. Like, I have to say, these shades are just stunning. Let me just open the rest of them for you. Taurus, we have Aquarius, which is a cream. So a matte is Taurus, cream is Aquarius, and Capiche is a matte X. And they're just freaking stunning, so they are. Like, I really liked this one here, as you can probably tell. Come on. They're just gorgeous. I know people don't like these, tend to. Like, I'm late to the game. I don't know, is it because I'm in Ireland and I would be generally late to the game anyway, or if it's just my personality, but I really like them. And I like how I store them, which you'll see when I'm shopping. Mustache. Then for lip gloss, then I had this one in from Fenty. This is in the shade Fussy. This is actually lovely. Look, it's lovely. I really enjoyed using it. It is a pigmented enough. It's not the most pigmented opaque gloss I have, but it is on the more pigmented side. I do like it, and I'm happy I have it, to be honest. It is expensive enough though. So I had the Jouer blush duo in Flirt in Kiss Me and Touch Me. And these are lovely. They're a matte finish though, so I love the colours, but I'm into more of a sheen at the moment. I don't want a full-on glittery bombshell face. I just want a sheen. I think that's why I'm preferring cream products at the moment. But this is lovely, and I'm happy I used it. Would I buy these again? I don't actually know. Maybe if I had a smaller collection. Bronzer, then I had this one in from Too Faced. I actually use this quite a lot. This is the Pineapple Sun. I never seen a diamond in the flesh. So I had said that this shade is too dark on me, which it actually is, but I used the bronzer up a little bit higher, and then when I put this on, like when I turned, the shine is perfect. It was just the base pigment that was noticeably just a bit too deep. But when I wore things up a bit higher, it was actually fine. It's hard though to get a bronzer brush in here. I have a bit of a dip over there, do I? But anyway, I actually liked using it. It is a glowy finish, so that's something I enjoyed as well. This is a fail. It's such a shame. These are from Kaleidos, and the packaging is super cool, and the formula is fine. It's the colours that are wrong. I saw a tip under a video about this. Maybe I am to ask someone else. This is the multi-chrome, and I was saying all I see is green. But there's meant to be peach and all sorts. It's just not the most wearable shade for me at the moment. Then Star Surfer is this icy pink, and as beautiful as that is, I'm just not into that right now. It's not a smooth formula, it's not smooth like the Ofra, it's more thicker. So even if I was to eventually franken this, I actually don't know how it would go because of the formula. Then this Ray Rider one is a icy orange. And they're all beautiful, it's just the colour is wrong for me at the moment. Now I'm going to keep them and maybe rotate them back out soon and just see, but it's just not something I'm interested in. Okay, so then the next side is face palettes. So I had a Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm palette in Lightgasm. I love this. This was like 78 euros. It's expensive, but I actually don't regret this one. I regret the Hourglass. I don't regret this. Every shade in here is fantastic for my skin tone anyway. It works for me. I use this as a highlighter, I use this as a highlighter, I use this as a blush and a highlighter. I use it for both. And this is a really tightly packed, like gelée bronzer, so it's a bit, I need to use a different brush with this one just to get a bit more pickup. But it's beautiful. I love this. I'd happily keep using it, and I'd happily actually pan it. I find though, as soon as I commit to panning something, I have this pressure that I put on myself on finishing things quickly, and I don't enjoy the process as much as I would. So I don't know, but it's just, I just love using this. Then I had 3 palettes in, which is insane. Normally I say I'll have 2 palettes in, 1 singles and 1 pressed. But the rule I have is that a palette must stay in until I use all the shades. So finally, the Bperfect Carnival 3 Love Tahiti and Stacie Marie, which I love this palette, so it's fine. It honestly is fine. I think there's 40 shades in here, and I have now used all 40. The matte shades, every single matte shade I have used several times. It was the shimmers I haven't used several times because that's what I was trying to build up towards. So I've used them all, and it's just insane how many different looks you can get. Like 40 shades is a lot. The palette is technically big, but it's not as big as you'd expect it to be. So I store this on my desk, so even though I'll be finished with it in my rotation, it still stays up on my desk, so I don't know. Then I had this singles palette in. I didn't have them all in. We took turns on shades. Hang on now. So the time before we used the JD Glow. Sorry, there's no magnets on some of these. The JD Glow. And then the last time I decluttered my big, massive Violet Voss palette. Big, massive one. What is it called? Is it the Ride or Die, or is it the Holy Grail? I think it's the Ride or Die. And I kept 1, 2... These are just Natasha Denona magnetic singles to hold these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I kept 6 shades in that palette, and I wanted to use all 6 the last rotation to make sure I wanted to keep them all. So obviously my favorite is the shade Stephanie because of a hit pan in that. That's not because it's my name, it's just because I love the shade. I like all of these shades. I think I have this one on in my, not my last video, but the video before. It's a smoky brown look, and I loved it. These are just beautiful. And then this shade I'm going to declutter, even though I like it. Orange eyeshadow from that palette, but I'm going to declutter it because I don't have a spot on dupe for this orange, but I have other oranges, so it should be fine. I decluttered it there during the week and I didn't miss it, so that's that. So we've decluttered 1 and we've used all of those. So that means this can roll out because I've used all of those. So that's 2 of the 3 palettes that can roll out. However, I only used this once. So this is staying in. This is the It's Freaking Bats by Butte Bean and Shroud. And no, I didn't only use it once because I was only drawn to it once. I'm panning a lot, okay? And I was trying to prioritize that 40 shade palette because it's been in so many rotations. So this was the newest, if you get me. So this is going to stay in. The only thing is, actually, do you know what? I'm going to roll it out because I'm not into this. I love this. I just want to wear something a bit brighter right now. Bit brighter while we finally have a bit of heat. So I'm going to roll out all 3 and break my own rule, and I'll roll this back in. This will be the first one to roll back in, okay, just to be fair. Broke the rule, God's sake. Who cares? Anyway, I'm going to put that away. So now let's go shop my stash. Can you see there? Oh wow, this is great. This is the only drawer I probably don't have to hold the thing for. So I'm going to shop my old stash for here. So for primers, I used all of these recently. I used this recently and this, and I just finished this. So you know what? I'm kind of feeling like using this again. I'm just drawn to it lately. I think this one here is actually a small one anyway. Yeah, I won't roll that in. So I'm rolling in this Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. So I got this on Cult Beauty, I think. That sticker is coming off. And like I was unsure what category this was to go in originally, but I wear it as a primer pretty much, like a brightening glowy primer. So I'm going to roll that out. So for foundation, I'm actually going to roll in this Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer in Fair 3W. I have a pink undertone, but they didn't have anything in stock. I think this is the wrong shade for me, which is going to be a bit crappy right now, but we'll see. It's the lightest coverage thing I own right now, and that's kind of what I want. Concealer is going to be a problem because none of them are the right shade for me. None of them. They're brighter shades than others, but you know, I'll try and roll in this NARS one and see what the story is. So this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 1 Chantilly. This was actually color matched by the lady in the shop on me, right? Oh, maybe, I don't know, it's just way too light. I don't know why she coloured matched me to that. Maybe she's right, I'm wrong, I don't know. But it feels wrong. And for powder, I want to put in something banana-ish. And I don't think I've rolled in this NYX one. Because I got this from Ruth, right? The Essence Brighten Up. And I just love this. I keep pulling it out. I love it. So I want to use this NYX one and see, is it any good? This is the NYX HD Finishing Powder in Banana. So we'll see. I'm feeling more banana at the moment. So I'm going to roll that in. Okay, so I don't need to roll in anything for my brows because I'm panning them. And then in terms of primers, I have a primer I'm panning for the eye. And then I have this one which I just used. A glitter primer which I use ad hoc as I need it. This base booster is a glitter and shadow glue. So is that both? I'll roll that one in. That's all I have. Look at this. Everything moved. Everything moved. Then for mascaras, I only ever use the mascara I'm panning. Now I want to use some cream blush. Maybe I'll roll in this yellow liner from Inglot. Hi, Mrs. Or will I roll in the blue one? I'll roll in the blue one. I'll roll in this blue Inglot eyeliner. It's in the shade 67, 5.5 grams. These take ages to use. I have a Jouer line if I need it, but this is only new, so I don't know why it cracked. But I will... Oh, look at that. Look, maybe it fell. What's this about? Oh, no, that's the foil that covered it. Anyway, this is a cobalt blue shade, and it's really stunning. I use it... Like, I don't use it often, but now is the time to roll it in and play. Is it time to come back around? I think I used that the last time. This is the Patrick Ta one. I'm not really feeling that right now. So it's back to these Fenty ones, because these are the only ones that I own. So which one do I want to roll in? Do I want to roll in Fuego Flush, Dramatic Glass, Rosé Latte, or Cool Berry? I don't think... Okay, so here they are here. These are the shades that I own. These are very small packaging. Mrs., what are you doing? This is small packaging, but perfect for your sponge, okay? It takes a long time to use. I'm only going to roll in one. The weather is warm right now for Ireland, so what do I want to do here? Okay, I normally want to roll in bronzy blushes, but I think I should roll in something kind of different to what I am panning. And I think the Rosé Latte one is the one I keep using the most anyway, so I don't need to pull that one in, I don't think. Cool Berry is nice, but it's more, you know, wintry-ish vibes. Well, I don't care. I'll wear anything whenever. It's just not what it's screaming to me right now. So we're down to these two. I'm panning an orange blush right now, an orange matte blush. This would be different. So I kind of want to roll in both. I'll roll in both. I don't normally do that because I don't want to be overwhelmed, but here we are. We're rolling in both. So that's that. And then for cream bronzers, I don't really have, you know, in my cream bronzer section, say. This is not a cream bronzer. Look at that murder mitten. Hi, Mrs. Murdery. This is in the cream section, but it's actually a loose bronzing powder. And I leave it in here because it's kind of the only place it fits. I have rolled everything else in so far out of my creams. These are all of the creams that I own. And I've rolled all of them now in a rotation. I haven't rolled this. And this is probably the warmest it's going to be-ish this time of year. So I'm going to roll this in. It's from Inglot. I've had it a long time, but I use it every year in the summer. So I do use it. I just mainly use it in the summertime. It's a Sparkling Dust Face, Eyes and Body. I don't use it on my face because it's immensely, immensely glittery. What shade is it in though? There's usually a number. 01. It's in 01. So it's really glittery. So I usually normally use it on my décolleté. I don't use the poof, the loofah. I don't know why I keep the loofah, but I use it on my chest. I hate my legs. I just hate them. They're really strawberry-ish. So I haven't been having, like, I'm wearing shorts today, but I don't go out of the house with my legs out at the moment. So I need to get over that. Ugh, I'm just insane, aren't I? Okay, next drawer. So the last time I rolled in this entire row. So this time I'm going to roll in this entire row. But you see, I'm panning stuff as well. So if I don't finish them in the one rotation, that's fine. I'll just keep them going. Keep it going. So I'm going to pull them all in row by row because I want to see, do I want to keep them? Or is there any I'd be willing to declutter? I have decluttered a few that are duplicate shades, and it's not old, it's kind of new, and I hadn't really used them. So I'm going to give them to other people. This is what I'm rolling in. 1, 2, 4, 8. And I'll go through it later with you. Glass, glass. Probably should pull this in, shouldn't I? Because I never use it. Or will I pull this one in because I never use it? No, you know what? I'm going to pull one of these in. I'm going to pull in the least likely to wear. Creme Brulee is probably the one I'd be least likely to wear out of the two, even though I'd wear both. I love them. This is my oldest gloss, those two. So I'm going to roll in this NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee. I really like the NYX glosses. I've only 3 left. I had loads. Now I have them left. They take ages to use. So that's coming out. Will I roll anything from over here? No, because I have 17,000 lipsticks in. I'm not going to roll a powdered blush in from here, and I'll show you why later. So the middle row is bronzers. Bronzer. I suppose this is probably the best time of year to roll this one in, isn't it? This is the Sweetie Pie bronzer from Too Faced. I tend to reach for this at this time of year because it's more sunburnt in colour versus an actual bronzer shade. I got this from Porrick when he was in France, and he got it in Sephora for me, which was really thoughtful of him to do. I wonder would he do it now? We weren't together that long. So if he went abroad now, would he bring me back something? Curious. Curious. He was a pilot back then. Okay, I've been reaching for this one by myself anyway. Curious. You really know what you like even more if you're leaving the house having not gone anywhere in a long time and you want to look nice. What you reach for is surprising because it's not what I would regularly reach for. Okay, so for highlighter, I think I was reaching for this, not this, I was reaching for this by myself a lot, which is kind of funny, isn't it? Anyway, oh yeah, I want to roll this in because it's my deepest one. I got this from Christine Ann. She is an absolute saint, so she is. I wonder how her exams and studying is getting on. Anyway, here it is here. I'm wondering, is it going to be too dark for me? When I swatch it, it's bloody stunning. But I was waiting from when I got it from her for when I was dark enough to wear it. I don't know if I am now, but now is probably the best chance to try it. It's from Dose of Colors. I don't own any of their face products. This is that right? Soulmate? Why did I think it said Soulmate? Soulmate? Is that right? I don't know. Do I want to roll in a cream? No, I have enough going on. I'm panning a cream. On to the other side. Okay, so for face palettes, I have rolled in all now, bar this. I got this from Porrick, our second Christmas together? I don't know. This is the Tarte Blush Bazaar Blush Bazaar palette, okay? Okay, this is why my blush numbers... Actually, hang on. Okay, can you see? So this is the Blush Bazaar... I can't see, so whatever you see is... This is the Blush Bazaar... God, guys, I can't see. So the two highlighters are shite, okay? They're shocking. They accentuate texture. They're not good at all, okay? However, so I decluttered them. I brought this palette with me abroad a few times and I kept using the highlighter that was in it and it was like, hello, texture. So I actually physically had to remove them because I kept using them and I didn't like how it looked. I finished this blush by myself. This is extraordinary. This is a mini pan and it took me 2 years to finish. 2 years to finish one blush and I was literally using it to the exclusion of everything else. So I don't know how Kat panned her whole bloody face palette like this. I would love to finish this palette. I love all the shades in here, okay? So we have 6 shades left. I finished one by myself. I don't want to commit to 2 years per pan, you know what I mean? That would be 12 years to finish this palette and I think that's absolutely insane for me. I just don't want to do that. But also this is holding up my blush numbers. It's keeping it high because these blush palettes, like I think I've learned that in terms of face palettes going forward, what I would like is a face palette that has more than one product in it, I think, if I was to do it again. Anyway, I want to roll this in and I'm going to keep this in until I've used all the shades. These are matte, so I imagine I'm going to pull in something and put it on top of it. Just myself, but it's the only face palette I haven't used in my Shop My Stash yet, so I'm going to pull this in. Okay, so for eyeshadow palettes, you know what I was reaching for the most, guys? I was reaching for the whatever palette all the feckin' time myself this last time, okay? So what I'm going to do this time is, since the weather is nice, my favorite time of year is nice weather time because it's so good for your mental health. I just think it just is so good for your mental health. So I'm going to roll in something I haven't really used, and it's this one. God, it's the Yes Please palette from Colourpop. I really don't use it that often because it's a dupe of a Huda palette I own, and I had the Huda one first. So I want to pull this in. Look how lovely and warm it is. It's just beautiful. So let's pull it in and give her the love that she deserves. I think I'll pull in one more because I don't want to be overwhelmed, guys. I'm panning 2 palettes. It's halfway through the month and I have feck all progress to show on that. So what do I do here? Like, will I pull from the next drawer or this drawer? Like, I kind of want to pull this Wine and Only one because I haven't really used it, but then I only got it, like, or will I roll in this Minty B one? I mean, Minty Eye kind of sounds cool, doesn't it? Do I do that though? Or do I do this? That's nice too, actually, isn't it? What do I do? Okay, no, I think I'll do the mint one. We'll stall the ball on this for a moment, okay? We'll hold it out and we'll say nothing. I'm going to pull these 2 out and we'll revert back. In terms of singles, actually this time I'm not going to do it. The Pastel Dreams palette. So let's pull out these palettes and go through them and just do a process here. Okay, so here's all the eyeshadows I have to decide between. I really just want to have 2 palettes in. I don't want to be crazy. And 2 palettes is a lot because I am panning like 1, 2, I have 3 palettes up here that are being panned. 4 palettes that something is being panned out of. You know, that's a lot. And I want to show progress. So I think for sure we're going to pull in the Pastel Dreams from Give Me Glow. It's a heavy packaging. It cost me an absolute fortune to get it to Ireland. A fortune. That's going to stay out and we're going to use it. And I know the formula of this is really good. I've used it already, but I want to use all of the shades. And I think that that's beautiful. Actually, there's a mint green in here. There's 2 mint greens there on the end. And I have the Mint to Be in, which I haven't used yet. And we have some similar shades here. So the Mint to Be can go back for next time. So that's 1 palette out of my 2 that's staying in. Let me just give you a quick swatch of some of the shimmers just so you can get an idea. Whoa. I don't know what the lighting is actually like from this angle, but here we go. Frick in hell. I have a little... Can you see that? God, it's stunning. Let me just do that mint. Sorry, this phone is really now at an awkward angle. I wish the lighting would do this justice. The blue, the yellow, and the baby pink. Don't know if that does it justice, but you get the idea. Let's wipe it quickly before it sits on my skin. So that's going to stay in for this time. And I don't know how long it'll take because there is panning stuff and there's 4, 8, 12 shades in here. 12. Now, so we've eliminated 1. We have 3 palettes left to choose from for slot number 2. So we have the Wine and Only, which I haven't used yet. The Yes Please, which I've been really annoying myself to use. And these are from Colourpop. And then we have this Melt stack that I got from Christine Ann. And I wanted to use all of the shades in here, but you see there's a lot of shades in here, which is really nice of her to give me, by the way. I want to use them. I think I know the answer. Look, as nice as that is, I can use that in 2 weeks' time. So I'm going to pull in the Colourpop. There's 12 in here. That's 24 shades I must use before next time. Or like before I can roll them out. I'm invoking that rule as much as I can in terms of don't roll something out until it is all the shades are used. Now I know I did it for the first time ever with the It's Freaking Bats one, but it's just not right in my mind for the weather that I'm feeling at the moment. So that's the 2 palettes and we'll put them over there. See, I don't even have space to put this. Here's my eyeshadow palette section that I store what I'm using at the moment. So in terms of eyeshadow palettes and bigger palettes, the glitter palette I leave it at all times because I occasionally dip into glitters by itself. So I put the glitter palette forward, this pastel one here. This one doesn't fit, and I use this as an inner corner highlight all the time. I got it from Ellen, like all the time. So then I just have to fit this one. Oh, it does a fit in that slot with the other palette. Yeah, it does. So there we go. The 2 of them are there. Now let's go into the rest of the stuff that I'm using. Okay, guys, so we're going to start with the lip products of what we're using. So here's the swatches, okay? Can you see that? So the first 2 are from the Wild Child collection. I got this in January-ish of this year, 2021. So this one here is in the shade Brat Pack. I don't know what finish it is. It doesn't say, but it does feel, it's not a matte X anyway. It's definitely creamier than that. So that's the first one. It is also my favorite one and I really enjoy it. I usually keep my lip products that I'm panning in this cup holder. This next one is in the shade Oh Beehive and it's very, very, very chocolatey. It's almost a spot on dupe for the other chocolatey one that's in this collection, so you wouldn't need both. In my humble opinion. Let me turn these upside down so I can see colors. This next one is in the shade, here it is, it's a matte X Formula. You can actually just see it on my hand. I don't know if it shows the colour very well, but it's almost mauve brown. And it is in the shade Daydreams. I fell asleep upon the flowers. This is Poison, and it's a matte finish, and it's this shade here. Looks like a red berry, blue tone red, but on the berry side, but not quite, but still in the red category. Like Poison Ivy. It's actually kind of like, you know, the berries on the ivy leaf, the red ones. Anyway, this is Ellery. I think it's matte, and it's now this one here, which you would not think, though, would you, from this thing? It's very, very on the red. It's very berryish. Look at it. Like, it looks deeper in this packaging. But anyway, we'll see. Things are very hard to tell from swatches. They're so much different on your mouth. Then we have Grunge, which is a matte. Here it is. Here it kind of reminds me of 1993 or whatever that shade is called. Look at it there. It's like a brown, cool tone brown. Although it looks kind of warm, but no, it's warm. Now we have two left, and we have Bichette, and it's a matte, and again, it's those two look quite similar, so I should wear them together and see, you know, we might be able to knock something out here. But I have exactly enough now where it doesn't matter in my box because I decluttered enough. Anyway, this last shade for here is in the shade 1000%. It's a matte X Formula, and there it is. Looks cool. Whoa, they all fit in that thing. Then the gloss here, look at that, it's beautiful, and it's in the shade Creme Brulee, which won't fit, or is too short to fit. Now let's go through everything else. Okay, so for more swatches, this top looks very like orange there, but on my face it looks sunburn. It's the Too Faced Sweetie Pie bronzer. I think he got this in 2017. This cool highlighter, look at it, it's so stunning looking. It's from the Dose of Colors, the I Love Sarah E in Soulmate, which I really thought was Soulmate. So that's that. 8 blushes, swatches with a pinch of salt, because they're never ever, you know, blush swatches are never great, but that's them there. Look, it doesn't even look like, there's none that look pure brown like that brownie one there. They all look kind of pinkyish. I'm curious. I will never declutter this because Porrick gave it to me, you know. I will have to use it. And I also wanted this type of a palette for a long time before him. Then the last two swatches are the Fenty Cheeks Out Cream blushes. So the purple and the orange, they're so much more wearable on your face. The purple one there, this one is in the 07 Drama Class, and then the other one is in Fuego Flush. I don't know why I turned that around. I know that's in Fuego Flush 01. Let me just do a little bit of more of a swatch. I like these. I don't think they're sticky at all. I think they're perfect. So here it is here, right? But if you blend this, it's actually quite wearable. It's not like a unique shade in your face where like this isn't wearable. See, look, it just blends into like nothing with like a hint of color. And this blends as well. Look at that. It's really nice on the skin. That's going to be a tough one. Let's see what that looks like with a bit more of a tan. They're nice. They're really nice. I like them. If I wasn't project panning, I'd be wearing way more creams of everything. Okay, I don't feel like I pulled in too many things, did I? Probably did. Right, let's put everything away and we'll be done with it. Guys, that's not too bad. This video has been 41 minutes long, so I hope I get a good bit out of it in editing. Oh, it's going to take ages. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed, please do subscribe. I'll see you the next time. Take care. Bye.